Alright, the last section on your study guide talks all about functions. We've really got two things here. We've got it when it's given to you as coordinates or as a table or mappings, and that's where you're going to follow a rule right here. If it's given to you as a graph, make sure you use that vertical line test. So what is a function? Right here is an old-fashioned function machine. If I put in a number and said 5 and I said the rule was +3, then I should get out 8. And if I put in another number, let's say 7, I should get out, when I go through this, I should get out 10. So everything should be added 3. But if I put in another 5 and then suddenly get like a, let's say 15, that doesn't make any sense for this function. So the basis of this here is that every input has one output, or that no x value repeats with a different y value. So no x value repeats. For my vertical line test, I am going to draw a vertical line and make sure that that cannot touch a graph in more than one spot at any time. So this is basically highlighting all of our x values of, right now it would be at 5, and we're just making sure it doesn't touch at any of them all along this line. So if I go along here, see how that vertical line only ever is hitting at one time? So that passes the vertical line function. I have no repeating x values. But over here, this circle easily breaks it right away. So let me switch to a different color here, and you notice how that's breaking it. I hit it in two spots. That means I have a coordinate -1, 3, and a coordinate -1, -3. So that x value of -1 is repeating. So this is not a function, and this one is a function. So with that vertical line test, the only thing I want to point out is that vertical lines always fail the vertical line test. That's always the tricky one. So our problems on this, pause and go through 32 and 36 and write if they are a function or not a function. I'm just going to bring them up right down here, maybe. There we go. And we're going to decide if these are functions or not functions. So here's 32 through 34. And I just need to check their x values and make sure they're not repeating with something different. And you see how all of those are different x values? That means this is a function. Nothing is being messed up there. Same thing happened here. Just check your x values. Your y values don't matter. 1, 2, and 3 are all different, so that is a function. This is a graph, so we need to try the vertical line test. Can you hit any of those points at any more than one point at any time on that line, or either of those lines? And the answer is no, so that is still a function. It passes the vertical line test. I'm going to go back to our example over here though, and let's just see if this one's a function. If I go to the graph, I can see that it hits twice, so that's not a function. Just to confirm it, let's look at all the other types of relations here. Notice for my mapping how I have two arrows going off one of the inputs. So again, that's a big indicator, not a function. For my table, I have two 2's, and they're repeating different numbers on the other side there, so that is not a function. And in my coordinates, again, those two 2's point out again, cannot have that with a different number sitting next to it. For the next page of problems, let me trade out what I have on the screen here. Oops, same one there. Let me find the right one here. There it is. We want to test if these are functions. So first I'm going to try, it's a graph, so I'm going to use the vertical line test. And no matter where I put that line on here, it's always going to hit once, so that is indeed a function. Same thing for this one. I can put as many vertical lines on that as I want. I'm never going to hit that graph more than the one time, so that is still a function. Passes the vertical line test. But both of these are going to fail it. So this one overlaps here. It actually overlaps pretty much anywhere, like right here or anywhere along this line. Right here, this one also fails the vertical line test. So not a function and not a function.